Hello, Marcelo. What are the most important things investors are looking for when they think about to invest in a startup? Thanks for your help.
Hello everyone, what's up? Welcome, entrepreneurs of all parts of the world. Today I'm going to talk about a very important subject: investment from venture capitalists, from angels, investment from everyone who wants to collaborate with your startup growing. So, first of all, I like to say that investment is the dream of all startups. That's why I'm here today to give you 5 tips to make you successful, to make you a person who can stay in a place like this, okay? That's why I'm gonna help you with this very important subject. Let's go. Let's see what are the 5 main things that investors use to look for on the startups. First of all, you must have a pulse. What is that? Pulse is the physiological signal that the doctors and the paramedics use it to measure when they attend some kind of patients. Without pulse, there is no life. And if some patient arrives to the hospital and has no pulse and his body or her body is already cold, it means there's no way to revive that person anymore. So what's your pulse? The pulse of your startup is the problem that your startup solves. What I mean? I mean that in the first 15 seconds of your presentation for investors, you must stress out the challenge your startup solves. This solution must be connected with the challenge in a process called product market fit. You must validate your solution before present to the investors. You must have numbers, you must have metrics that your solution has already been recognized as useful by the customers, and they expressed their intention to pay for it. Not only say, oh, that's very good. No, they must pay for it. Okay? Second thing, team. You must have a great team, a diversified team with different social and technical skills. Why? Because one of the main factors which made startups to break out is the divergence between the partners. You must have a social intelligence, emotional intelligence to interact very well with your teammates. And of course, if your startup is based in technology, you must have a coder, a professional which can program the software. If you don't have money to hire one, you can offer to him some kind of participation in your startup. In this way, you'll be prepared to develop great softwares, to escalate when it will be necessary, because as we're going to talk in a few minutes, I'm going to show you that scalability is very important to attract investors, to enchant investors. Third thing, your startup must have a scalable solution. For example, I'm not saying that you cannot have a niche to work with. If you have some solution which attend some special field, some special group of people, there is no problem about that. If it will make you happy, if you get some money to attend your needs, that's fine. But if you think about to attract, to enchant investors, it will not gonna work. Why? Because investors want to invest in solutions which are scalable, which can be global. For example, that's a great tip. if you want to match with the investors' intention, investors' needs, you must create the solution to solve a problem that people used to face daily or at minimum weekly. For example, you are gonna create a platform to help people to buy a car, to buy an apartment. It's not scalable because it's not something that people must have to do every day. But all the solutions regarding health, nutrition, regarding mobility, all of these solutions will match the needs of the people, of the customers, the buyer personas daily. So that's why you must focus on this kind of solutions. The fourth thing, you must present to investors a business, not a product or service. Why? Because it doesn't matter if you have a great solution, web mobile solution, but if you don't know your metrics, if you don't know how the cost for acquisition of customer, if you don't know how to grow, if you have no strategy. That's why Startup Brazil Connection, that's a program, that's a hub which help you to internationalize your startup by connecting with other startups with the same vertical of yours, with the companies which make some kind of open innovation. That's it. You must have all the data, all the planning ready to show to the investors. Otherwise, they will not invest in you. They don't invest in product. They don't invest in service. They invest in a business. The fifth one is the ECG alignment. What does it mean? ECG is the acronym for environment, social, and governance. Your startup must respect the environment, must respect the animals, practice the diversity, the inclusion in your team. Your startup cannot to relate with companies, investors, or suppliers which practice some bad things. For example, explore child labor, for example, has no transparency, has some process, legal process against them. You must be careful with your relationship. So remember, ECG, environment, social, and governance is very well valorized by the investors nowadays. So I'm gonna give you now a bonus. The bonus is a little hard to hear. Please understand what I'm gonna say. This is not my opinion, but this is the opinion of the investors. First dream, after dream. What does it mean? It means that the most investors don't care with your purpose. That's noble purpose, no problem at all. You can associate your purpose with profits. This is why investors want to hear from you. But if you think that your purpose will be enough to convince investors to put money in your business, forget about it. It will not gonna happen. Why? Because investors put money in your startup to have the cash back with at least 100% of profits in a minimum time, because they don't care about the technology, they don't care about what your solution, they only care about their money. It's not wrong with this. This is the role of the investors. They do this as an investment option, and good for us, good for the startups, that you have some people who invest in startups instead to let their money in the bank. So I hope it was helpful for your startup, for you. And remember, our team for Startup Brazil Connection is ready to help you to grow your business, to prepare yourself to do a great job when facing the investor. Thank you very much for your time, your attention. Greetings from Brazil. See you soon. Bye bye.